okay. Another maybe shorter video slightly. Some people might be annoyed because they tune in for menswear and they're hoping to get like style tips, and here I am talking about work boots again. But it's called practical menswear, so we're not just going to focus on luxury items, or not ignore them completely, but definitely want to get through a few of these specific topics while we're again in the winter slog, and practicality is more a focus than in summer when we can dress more frivolously or whatever. So today we're doing kind of a weird comparison, I guess, in that one, I'm comparing one brand to the same brand, which it's not even literally two different models. It's like variants of the same model, which of course is the Thorogood mock toe work boots. The first one I had mentioned more extensively, or not more or partly, I guess, in the previous video. I was talking about how I had wanted the mock toe and it wasn't available, so I had ordered the round toe, and then it became available, so I was able to cancel the round toe and get the mock toe. Do I know if the round toe would be more comfortable? I think maybe. I think it's possible that you would have a little bit less of this leather pulled in and have a little bit more toe room, a tiny bit. I mean, technically, these are the right size. I put them on, and compared to some other boots, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably a lot closer to the right fit, but they still don't have quite the big toe box as the Wolverines. Again, I did kind of a comparison a little bit more with these the other night, and like I had mostly said about these, was the appeal was largely that I could get the taller shaft that wasn't available in most model boots in my size. Because literally I'd already ordered, I think, one or two pairs of Wolverines that would have been enough boots, but I really wanted to check these out, and I especially wanted the option to have a taller shaft. And like I said, this was a little bit more maybe than I wanted to spend, but not like technically out of a price range, and um, a bit harder of a sole than the Wolverine. Um, so like I said, though, I haven't literally not really worn them yet, so I can't give a proper review. But so what happened was I bought these on Amazon, and I got them and they look nice, and hopefully they'll be good. So then this other company I had found, just internet searching to see if there was a better price that I could have got or whatever. I think these were almost 300, 289, somewhere around there. And sure enough, I found one that was a little bit cheaper, and I was like, oh, okay, uh, you know, let's get a second pair just to have them. And at the time, that seemed like a reasonable thing to do because I hadn't stumbled on some other boots that I kind of wanted more for short term use. Like in the long term, I think these are going to be kind of one of those work boots that I'll have for a long time. Uh, Watched videos about whether or not you'd want to get them. I did subscribe to their resole refurbish program. I didn't include my email though, so I never heard back. So I guess I have to call them and see if they ever got the card or whatever. I assumed they would mail me, like a FedEx label or something, and nothing. And so, um, I guess it's just another one of those kind of spam gimmicks. But I had watched a video where the guys talked about how they will machine stitch these when you send them back in, and eventually that will wear out the, what do you call it? No, I'm brain farting. Uh, the welt, and that will cause it to wear down over time, and the boots won't last as long, and the leather might not last as long, and blah 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 blah. So down the road, maybe I'll take them to a local guy and see if he'll hand welt them for me instead, or send it to one of the guys I've seen on the internet who does that kind of thing. But so in the meantime, I had, like I said, found this other website and they had a special discount price, and I was like, well, yeah, okay, two pairs. Two pairs sounds reasonable because a lot of these boot guys are saying you should have two pairs anyway and rotate them. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you take a Sharpie and put A and B in them or something. I'm not really sure. Um, but so I saw these other ones and I said, oh, yeah, okay, that's a good price. A little bit of money off. So I ordered them right off the bat. It took a couple days to get here. Well, lo and behold, I take them out of the box, and the first thing I see is that the toe box seems to be just a tiny bit wider. I don't know if you can really see that. I don't know. It looked, maybe it's this one. It looked wider enough where I was, and you can see where if you line them up heel to heel, that it is a longer boot by a smidge and a wider boot by a smidge. So I'm thinking, oh, score! I got a pair that's going to be even more comfortable. Well, guess what? They're steel toe. I accidentally ordered the steel toe. And so this an optical illusion. When I put my feet in them, they are even probably narrower than those. I'm like, oh, really? And of course, if I bother to return them and do all that rigmarole, all the savings will basically be gone on shipping. So I'm like, well, okay, fine. It doesn't hurt to have a pair of steel toe boots lying around. Uh, you know, Eventually, if I really need work boots that are work boots, I'll go to these instead of those and keep those for, more semi-casual use or whatever. So I literally have no, like I said, no real useful review apart from they're slightly different in color for some reason, and they have a steel toe. And so check back in a couple months, and hopefully I'll have gotten some good wear in these and be able to give you a better review. Oh, and this is be one of the few videos where I don't do a slideshow because there's like nothing really to slideshow about.